Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Full Throttle Remastered. Well, we're here left to what remains of Emmett's truck. He got a nice karmatic death. And left this world as he left it in life, covered in fertilizer.
Maybe I'll just take a little.
Yeah, it will take a little bit because this is actually going to be a very handy weapon to us in the immediate future.
A lot of weight on. Well, that's all of them. Can't be much holding that up now.
Which means we're going to go move behind it. Slowly walk back into the middle of the fertilizer. But we'll get back on our bike. And we can hit the road and go into the driving simulation mode. Now we can take the mine road exit here to go to the fighting area, but we're not going to do that just yet. And there we're passing the sign marking this as cavefish territory. Back toward the mink ranch.
Look at him run.
No, Brain, I'm not running. I'm luring you into a trap. And yeah, I am in fact calling him Brain, not just because he's the brains of the two thugs, but that is Maurice LaMarche doing a slight variation on his brain voice for that particular thug. And wait for it. Wait for it!
Boss, it was Nestor's fault.
Get in quick. I have a plan. We're going to lure the Corley remnant out of hiding with a bike.
Boss, she already has a bike.
Yes, but this one she worked on with her father. It's an emotional thing. Don't try to understand. Now hurry.
And here we are at what remains of the bridge. And here's where we learn what we're supposed to be doing this chapter.
I'm not putting my lips on that. Professor Schmetterling's experimental flying suit. This is the last picture ever taken of Professor Schmetterling. Notice, jumping the Cuyahoga Gorge, although tempting, is highly illegal and dangerous. We recommend the recently constructed Cuyahoga Gorge Bridge for transgorge travel. Drive safely. Tightrope walkers, hang gliders, human cannonballs. Many have tried to cross the mighty Cuyahoga Gorge, and many have failed, except for Ricky Myron, the Flying Torch, who jumped the gorge on a stock Corley motorcycle. It was later uncovered that he had modified his Corley with a pre-regulation destroyer-class solid-fuel recoil booster and an automotive hover lift. Myron said he would gladly replicate the jump to clear his name, but his special ramp was stolen by a mysterious truck hijacking motorcycle gang. Recoil booster and a hover lift, eh? Thanks for the tip, Rick. You're right, though. I'll need that ramp.
Okay, so we need to find this special ramp, find a hover unit for a car, and we have to get another recoil booster like what the vultures have. Well, we're one down, even if we don't realize it at the moment.
I don't touch anything without wheels.
Not with my bare hands, anyway.
It's a single hoverlift unit. Looks okay for an aftermarket part.
Alright, so one down. And now, children, it is time for some good old-fashioned bike fighting. Now this can be the most tedious and annoying part of the game, even though I think the Remastered Edition has cut down on the amount of repetitive gameplay in this section. But basically, we're going to have to ride around and beat up people, take their weapons, and get gear that we need. And here to explain things a little
Father
bit
Torque,
is Father Torque, the former leader of the Polecats.
I haven't seen you since you retired from the Polecats.
Hey, Ben. How's my gang doing?
That's a long story. What are you doing out here?
Well, retirement's pretty boring, Ben. So I thought I'd come out to the old mine road and look for trouble.
You're picking fights?
That's what the old mine road's for, son.
Any fighting tips, Torque?
Ah, Ben, who's tougher than you?
Nobody, but those rod wheelers are uglier.
They're none too bright either. I'm sure you can handle them.
The vultures are quick, and they're nuts.
The ones with those boosters are hard to whip. Just remember, Ben, it's not about muscle, it's about timing.
Which is actually the best advice you're going to get for some of these fights.
What's up with those cavefish, man?
Watch out, Ben. They're not out here for sport. They hijack big rigs. It's part of their religion. Don't get in their way. They're blind, cold-hearted killers.
How do the cavefish ride if they're blind?
Well, they're only blind because they wear those special goggles to shield their sensitive, cave-dwelling eyes. Special sensors in the goggles pick up the dots in the road and other large objects and landmarks to help them navigate. Kinda trippy, huh?
You know any way around Cuyahoga Gorge?
Around it? It's miles and miles long, Ben. What's the matter? Don't like bridges?
It blew up.
Ooh, sorry I missed that. Well, you could jump it, like Ricky Myron. Cavefish got his ramp in their hideout, you know.
And yeah, Ricky Myron is obviously inspired by Evel Knievel. And I didn't mention earlier, but Malcolm Corley is clearly inspired by Malcolm Forbes of Forbes magazine, the businessman who used to be a rough and tumble biker. History is fun, kids.
Father Torque, I need your help. The gang's in jail and the law.
Ben, I'm not the leader of the Polecats anymore. You are. Can't you see I'm on permanent vacation?
Where is the cavefish hideout exactly?
Somewhere on this road. The entrance is totally invisible unless you've got those weird cavefish specs. Can't talk anymore, Ben. Eating too many bugs.
Well, take it easy, Father.
Give him hell, Polecat.
And we'll run into him a few more times on the road, but Oh, okay, the worst person to run into right away. Except...
You like
maybe the
choppers,
best.
huh? How about this chopper? Ha ha ha! Oh, my eyes!
Now, that's one of the interesting points about this, and I'll probably, actually, I will hit this guy next.
Freaky punk. Now I'm mad.
But yeah, the chainsaw is the most powerful weapon in the game, but it's not the one that helps you win all the battles. Now, the fertilizer is actually pretty useful. It lets you one-shot anybody who isn't wearing goggles, which the woman with the chainsaw is not. The chainsaw lets you one-shot anybody else. So we'll be able to breeze through this section in record time, I think. Assuming we can get the one biker who has the one other weapon you absolutely need, the 2x4. Oh, actually, we also need to find the guy with the chain, but the chainsaw will help us get them super easy. And here comes a cavefish. Now we need a 2x4 to fight him, because we need to take him alive. And the problem with the chainsaw on him is that the chainsaw will knock him out, but the cavefish will blow up their bikes rather than be taken alive. So we need a weapon that will knock one unconscious, which is what the 2x4 does. And here's the redhead who isn't Razor. And yes, the biker, the female biker with the red hair and the chainsaw is Razor from Maniac Mansion. And here's the guy with the chain.
Progression to the war, ain't it?
Which is a reference to Maniac Mansion, you know, the chainsaw, which this one does have gas. And here's the guy we need the chain for.
Say there, is that a pre-regulation destroyer-class solid fuel recoil booster you have there?
Why, yes it is. Ta-ta!
Yeah, unfortunately we need to catch him a second time, but at that point we can use the chain to just yank him off the bike. If we're quick. Because it is, as Father Torque said, a matter of timing. And I think this might be the gentleman with the 2x4 up ahead. And, oh hell, okay. I had this happen once before. The game does lock up occasionally on the sequence, so I'm going to do a restore, and we will be right back. Okay, thankfully the game did reload itself after it just locked up a bit there. But here's Mr. Booster.
You drop anchor or something?
And we have a speed
That should have
booster.
a couple of good boosts left in it.
So now we just need to find the biker with the 2x4. He's one of the Rottweilers, big bald guy. And then we can take out the cavefish. And there's a cavefish. And we'll backspace to skip that fight. I'll probably do an etiquette here, but I think this is him right now. Yeah, it is.
Flying bike!
Alright. Now we just have to run around until we find the cavefish. That's fortuitous. Now the timing on this is tricky. We have to hit him when he sticks his head up. but before he can activate his oil slick weapon. Got it in one. Honestly, this sequence is much harder than I make it look, but go ahead and activate our goggles. Very steampunk. And now we just drive around until we find their cave entrance. And it's pointing out the exit there. And bingo, there's the cave. Alright, so deeper into the cave. And there's the ramp. And this is another one of the puzzles that can stick you a bit, because you can't just drive out of here with it. But I'm not going to show you what happens if you do try and drive out of here with it, because I'm on a roll right now, and honestly, it's just a little bit repetitive having to come back in here and find the cave again and everything else. So we're going to...
I'm not taking any strolls in here.
So now that the ramp is firmly affixed to our bike, we will...
I'd better get out of here.
Make our way out of here before they notice we've been here. But we will stop here and use the ramp to remove the dots from the middle of the road. Remember what Father Torque said about how their goggles let them see the dots?
I'm done with these boys.
So yeah, toss the goggles aside, but we now have a ramp. Our bike is now souped up. And just mosey on back over there, Ben. But once we're on the bike, we should be able to pull a most impressive jump.
I've modified my bike enough. The Corley Motors factory. Holy ground. Cool.
Alright, so we'll try and get into the factory. We got a big door and panel.
I'm here for the shareholders meeting.
Mr. Ripperger's postponed the meeting until Mr. Corley's murderers are apprehended. All the shareholders were notified.
Yeah. Well, I haven't checked my voicemail lately, Mac.
Well, that leaves us with no place to explore but the stadium down here, which thankfully...
Souvenirs here. We got your hats. We got your pennants. We got it all right here. Official Corley Motors merchandise.
And, yeah. Horace here looks and sounds a lot like...
Drive your own derby car by remote control. Our bunnies come with batteries included. Lovable, lovable little bunnies. The officially licensed bunny of the Corley Motors Smashatorium.
Looks and sounds a bit like
That's
H.
what
Ross...
having a regular job will do to you.
Like H. Ross Perot,
We got your t-shirts here. All sizes and colors.
the famous
Fill our handy
billionaire from
beverage hats
Dallas.
with your drink of choice.
The famous billionaire from Dallas who ran for president back in
You'll
1992.
be keeping cold and looking bold. You, big fella, come give our derby car a spin. Souvenirs to remind you of your special Smashatorium adventure. Sure, sure. Take it for a spin. Just don't go out of range. Buy your kids a bunny so they'll shut up on the long drive home.
Looks like it's getting weak.
Oh, great, you killed the batteries. Don't be a cheap jerk. Buy something. All right, let's see the cash, amigo.
I'll owe you.
No bucks, no yucks, compadre.
Well, thankfully there is
If
a
we don't got it, then it stinks.
quick, easy
Pat the
way
bunny.
to
You know you want
distract
to.
him.
Excuse me, but are those shirts, are they all cotton?
Well, let's just see here. %100% cotton.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm allergic to cotton.
And,
And
yes,
it's cheap, too.
there is a reason why I have stolen this cute little bunny. Apart from the fact that it's an adventure game and I'm supposed to steal everything that isn't nailed down anyway. Because if we head down this way... we find the hideout of a gang called the Vultures, who we know Maureen is a part of. And we have to get to them.
There's the Vultures' hideout on the other side of this field. I've heard a lot about the Vultures. And I guess it's all true.
So yeah, we need some way across
Those
that
weapons were a
minefield.
lot of weight.
Yeah, so we got rid of all of our weapons apart from the chain and the tire iron. A shame, because I really could have used that chainsaw. Killed a wabbit, killed a wabbit. You can't see it, but I'm doing a very cheerful little chair dance to this music. You know you'll hear me bobbing my head, though. Which just gave us a battery. Now you can just imagine what nefarious purposes I'm going to put this to work to. And you'll get to see that nefarious purpose next time. We'll see you then.